You are listening to SPN, the Sports Podcasting Network. Oh, on est live on SPN Radio. It's the Euro After Show. Studio line 778 400 SPN1. That is 778 400 SPN1. Live SPN Radio. Alors, t'en prends et t'en redemandes dans l'Euro After Show. Voici Kevin Laramee. Good day, good night, and welcome to the Euro After Show. What a day, once again. What a week it was of Euro games. What was your game of the day? Give us a call right now. Lines are open, 778-400-7761. Belgium versus Ireland this morning, Eastern Time. Big win for Belgium. Iceland. Wasn't easy for Iceland today, but hey, they got a point. You know, we weren't expecting anything. Iceland took the lead for the first time in their history in the Euro. Took the lead in this game. Hungary tied it up late. Hungary, what a story. They are actually ahead of their group right now. Who would have thought that Hungary would be winning their group as we speak? Portugal, what a bad day for Cristiano Ronaldo against Austria. A missed penalty. Chances missed and a goal called back because of offside. Well, Cristiano, it's not all the good days. They're not all good days, my man Cristiano. But, you had a lot of chances today. You were close on many occasions. You almost scored a couple goals. And, it may be a vindication for the coach putting you at a striker position, you getting a lot of chances. That's pretty much why he put you there. So that's at least a good sign. But they need to win desperately now into the last game. It's the end of game 2 of the group stage in the Euro 2016 already. 2/3 of the group stages is done. And now it's the hard part of the tournament because the games are at the same time. You have to make choices. That or do like me and have 2 TVs. And hopefully able to watch both at the same time without going crazy. So that's the story with the Euro right now. Tomorrow, it's the beginning of day 3 of the groups. Group A, tomorrow you have France, Switzerland, Albania, Romania, both at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific. Starts tomorrow for real. There's only one team eliminated so far in this whole tournament. After everything is only Albania. Not that bad at all, People were worried, Euro 24 is going to be blowouts everywhere. People are not going to have quality football. Outside of today's games, even today, 3-0 Belgium was maybe a blowout, but it was interesting to watch. It was quite a show by Belgium. No, Laramee didn't play. For the Montreal Impact fans that are listening, Laramee was on the bench for this game. Didn't see action, but was the first one on the bench to congratulate his teammate, his compatriot, after the game for their big victory. Now, today, let's just go with the Iceland and Hungary. It's, yes, heartbreaker for Iceland. They would have loved to have the 3 points. Now they're only on 2 points. Same as Portugal. Austria only have that 1 point. And Hungary is winning the group with 4 points right now, which is maybe the biggest surprise in the Euro 2016 so far, is Hungary being the top of their group after 2 games in the group. So let's go through the group stages right now. Once again, give us a call, 778-400 SPN1. That's 778-400-7761. On Twitter at Kev Laramee. That's at KEVLARAME. SPEN at Sports.net for the network. Group A, after two games for everybody. France has two victories, has 6 points, a differential of +3, but it won't matter. Of course, if France is losing against Switzerland, Switzerland will win the group. Switzerland, two games played, one win, one draw for 4 points, a differential of one, but it's not going to be important. Unless Romania wins and Romania gets a second place, maybe that differential will be important. Romania, two games played, zero win, one draw, one loss for a differential of -1, 1 point. Albania, two games played, zero win, zero draws, two losses for Romania with 0 goals for and 3 goals against for a differential of -3. Albania is the only team in the Euro so far that has been eliminated for the group stage. Going to Group B, England, two games played, one win, one draw for 4 points, 3 goals for, 2 goals against, differential of one. Second in Group B, after two games played, Wales, one win, one loss, 3 goals for, 3 goals against, 3 points. Slovakia, two games played, one win, one loss, 3 goals for, 3 goals against, 3 points as well. It will be a battle between Wales and Slovakia, but if Slovakia beats England, Slovakia wins the group. If Wales beats Russia and Slovakia beats England, depending on the differential, well, actually, it will be Wales because they have the direct win against Slovakia. So I think Wales will have the tiebreaker in a situation where Wales and Slovakia both get the victory in Group B, which is possible. Russia is basically close to being eliminated. They're not. If they win the game on 4 points, there's a possibility they can finish second in the group or even finish third and move on. Let's go to Group C after two games played out of three. Germany, one win, one draw, 2 goals for, 0 goals against, for a differential of 4 points. Poland, two games played, one win, one draw, 1 goal for, 0 goals against, for 4 points. Northern Ireland, two games played, a win, a loss, 2 goals for, 1 goal against, 3 points. And Ukraine, they're not eliminated yet, but they could be. I think they actually are as well. So I think Ukraine is, mathematically speaking, I think they're done as well. There's no way they can qualify with 3 points as a third place team. We'll see. I don't think so. So Ukraine is probably out, like 99% of the chances. Two games played, two losses, 0 goals for, 4 goals against. Not a good showing in Euro 2016 so far for Ukraine. Shevchenko, one of the legend of Ukraine, is one of the technical directors and assistant coach, and won't be happy with that result. Group D, Spain, leader of Group D after two games played, two win, 4 goals for, haven't conceded a goal yet, for 6 points. Croatia, we'll see if there's any sanctions. I haven't heard anything yet. We'll see. Investigations have been opened up on the flare incidents and altercations in the stands between Croatia's supporters themselves. Two games played, one win, one draw for Croatia. 3 goals for, 2 goals against for a differential of 4 points. The Czech Republic with Peter Cech between the pipes. Two games played, 0 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. 2 goals scored, 3 goals against for a -1 differential. 1 point for Czech Republic. Turkey, right now last in Group D. Two games played, 0 win, 0 draw, 2 losses. Not even a goal for Turkey yet in this tournament. A differential of -4 because they conceded 4 goals for 0 points. Because of the fact that the Czech Republic is on 1 point, there's possibilities that they can qualify as third team still. But like in the case of Ukraine, Turkey's not looking that great right now in the Euro. Group E, the penultimate group, Italy. 2 games played, looked very good. It's one of the top 3 teams probably in this tournament so far. I would say top 4. Italy, Spain, Germany, and France have been the top 4 team this far in this tournament. Italy, 2 games played, 2 wins, 3 goals for, 0 goals against, 6 points. Belgium, with today's big victory, have turned the tide a little bit. 2 games played, 1 win, 1 loss. For 3 goals for, 2 goals against, a 1 differential, 3 points. Could become very useful to see where they rank up and all that if Sweden gets a victory in their last game against Belgium. It could happen. It's going to be interesting to see Belgium and Sweden. But yeah, we'll see in the third game of this group. Italy will face Ireland. Ireland with a victory can qualify for the groups for the knockout stage, but it's going to be interesting between Sweden and Ireland who gets a result in their game against Belgium or Italy and vice versa. So Sweden, 1 draw, 1 loss, 2 goals for, 1 goals. Sorry, 1 goals for, 2 goals against for a -1 differential on 1 point again. In Ireland, exactly the same except they're on -3. That does not bode well for the Irish. Hungary. What a comeback to tie the game today late. They were putting the pressure from the 75th minute on. Not surprised that Hungary got a goal. Right now, Hungary is leading Group F. 2 games played, 1 win, 1 draw, 4 points, 3 goals for, 1 goals against, for a differential of 2, in great position. They're not like qualified, but it's like 99% of the chances that they move on because with 4 points, worst case scenario, they'll finish third in this group and they'll move on. Iceland is second in Group F. 2 games played, 0 win, 2 draws, 2 goals for, 2 goals against, for 2 points. Iceland is disappointed with today's result. They had the lead late in this game, conceded on a quote unquote own goal, but it was a nicely well created goal by Hungary, and that pressure was there. The defender had no choice. It was a low cross that a defender had to do something to try to get in the way of it. Touch the ball first, ball in the net. It's 1-1. It's the end of this game. Portugal, a little bit disappointing today, especially Cristiano Ronaldo will lament the missed opportunities today for him. That is for sure. He had basically like 5 chances point blank that he missed. A penalty hit the post, a goal called back because of a offside. Yeah, Ronaldo is not going to be a happy camper tonight, but his demeanor after the game was a lot better than after the first one. If you remember correctly, after the first one, he like sprinted off the pitch, wasn't happy at all, was pouting, and then made the Iceland comments that we're all aware of. Today, didn't. He applauded the supporters, stood his ground, walk off the pitch, his head held high, and looking for an opportunity to get a victory for his country, which is gonna come. Portugal now faces Hungary, but the way Hungary played today, well, they're all for it. They're full measure with their results so far, and I wouldn't be surprised if Hungary gives Portugal a run for their money. Now, the disappointment in this group so far is obviously Austria. Fourth in the group, 2 games played, 0 win, 1 draw, 1 loss, 0 goals for, 2 goals against, -2, 1 point. There's a chance they can come out of the group with a win over Iceland. Iceland will want to win, a game. Iceland are full measure in the way they qualify for this tournament. They would have, even if only 16 team would have been included. The way Iceland is producing players is not a fluke. Austria is a team that Iceland can take. And I wouldn't be surprised if from in a week's time Iceland beats Austria. Depending on the Hungary and Portugal result, Iceland could still win this group. There's a very good possibility that from this group, there's three teams moving forward because of the fact that Hungary's already on 4 points. Worst case scenario, Portugal beats Hungary, 5 points Portugal. Iceland beats Austria, 5 points Iceland. Hungary's on four. All three are moving on. So there's like I don't want to say a percentage, but there's a very good possibility that from Group F, those three teams move on. And would have been a very disappointing tournament for Austria because it was touted as a team that could potentially make it quite easily to the knockout stage. And it's not looking quite easily anymore for Austria. Right now they are looking in, they're out looking in. So for them to qualify for the Euro for the knockout stage will be a tough ask. Now, tomorrow is the beginning of the last game of the group stage. Like I was mentioning earlier, we have Romania versus Albania. Now, this is where Romania, they actually look very decent in this tournament so far. They were hardly done almost in both of their results. In Switzerland, they got that penalty to tie up the game, which they deserved. Against France, they lost late in the second half in the first game of the tournament versus France. And were deserved full of a lot better. They deserved a draw, at least, in this game. So they're on 1 point, but they played a lot better than 1 point team. With a game, maybe their easiest of the tournament so far against Albania. A victory with a couple goals to put them back in the green, in the differential, mixed with a France win, will put Romania in second spot in Group A and an assured qualification for the knockout stage, which is the one thing you want because you don't know until the end of Group F which third team will move on depending on all the results. You want to make sure you qualify, finish top or second. Romania still got a shot of finishing second in this group, and that's my prediction for Group A. In tomorrow's match, I do predict France will beat Switzerland, and I do predict Romania beats Albania by 2, if not 3 goals. Romania is going to go all out for it. France, Romania, Switzerland, and Albania will be, in my opinion, the end result of Group A. Now moving to Group B. England, after the emotional end of game against Russia, the emotional home nation derby versus Wales, now playing Slovakia. They got their win, they got a draw, and they got a chance to win the group by beating Slovakia. They get a win, Wales cannot catch up to them. On the other hand, if they get a draw or they lose to Slovakia, Wales needs to beat Russia. Wales wins Group B. Very high possibility here again that both England and Wales win the group or move on. Same for Slovakia with the 3 best third position. Group C, Germany, Poland, Northern Ireland, Ukraine. Germany, Poland, both on 4 points for me are going to move on. But Northern Ireland has a chance now to pull off a major upset. Maybe not. But if they qualify for the knockout stage, it's a victory in its own. We'll look at the rest of the groups tomorrow on tomorrow's show, 5:30 p.m. Tomorrow, the Euro After Show, live at 5:30 on SPN Radio. Now I want to talk about my top 4. I mentioned earlier my top 4 teams in this tournament so far. You have Germany, in no particular order, by the way. Germany, France. I would say as well, I would include, Germany is not my top favorite. France really look good. I really like Dimitri Payet, the story of 10 years ago. It was selling clothes in a clothes shop, and now he's one of the best players in Europe, quote unquote. It's high probabilities, I know, but still. But Germany, France are my two top favorite. Italy looking very strong so far, not showing any weakness so far, even though they're the oldest team in this tournament by average. They're looking pretty strong right now, unbeaten still. So Spain, speaking of average of old, Spain maybe is the one team that has looked the best. If they're able to finish 1/10 of their chances, they can win game 5-0. Iniesta, what he's able to do now still is mind boggling. It's been since 2008 that they established a dominance in the world of international football, and we're still seeing improvement and change and an awareness of look, everybody else is going to figure us out. We need to evolve, and there is an evolution to the Spanish play on the pitch. There's a huge evolution of the speed of play, the speed of passing. They're moving forward rather than backwards in their movement of block. It did change over the years, and I think it's credit to the Spain players. They're able to adapt their winning ways to a time where people might have found a way to beat them 4 years ago. They did 2 years ago, but this year they're getting another level. It's another way to win a tournament. They're still winning games, and they're doing it maybe at a pace that's more interesting than they used to. Definitely. All right, we'll take a small break and be right back right here on the Euro After Show.
You are listening to Soccer Today, live on SPN Radio. Visit sportspodcastingnetwork.com for more.
And we are back with the Euro After Show. France, Switzerland, battle of brothers, battle of neighbors. Get off my lawn. You heard me. Do I expect France to win? Yeah, I do. Do I expect France to win in the fashion that the critics, because yes, because the Euro is in France, even after to win, there is some critics with Didier Deschamps, the way he didn't start Griezmann and Pogba in the second game. I mean, well, they did become a lot better when Griezmann and Pogba entered the game. So, was it a mistake by Deschamps not to start Pogba and Griezmann? I think yes. If you are Didier Deschamps, game 3 against Switzerland, doesn't matter if you qualified already. You have to put a good show. I do believe you have to build an aura against this team that the other teams will be afraid of. That kind of aura that a striker like Benzema has because of his pedigree, you don't have that. So you have to create it now. You have to create that fear. And do you create that fear with the 2 games that you just played? Did you play well enough to do that? You played well, but not well enough. You need a dominant performance. And against an opposition that may be closer to them than the first 2 they have, I think they're going to have an opportunity. They're playing a style of soccer, the Swiss, that is closer to what France is used to in a way. That will leave more opportunity for France to use their skill set. It won't be the lowest common denominator in this game. Romania, Albania were able to bring down France at their level in some ways to give them hard times. Switzerland is not going to do that. Switzerland is going to try to go and play football, and they're going to get burned. Prediction for tomorrow in the Euro after show. France wins 3-0 against Switzerland. It will be their best performance of the Euro so far for France. My prediction for the other game that's happening at the same time again tomorrow, first day of day 3 of the Euro. Games at the same time. So whilst France and Switzerland are playing in Lille, in Lyon, you have a Romania and Albania. Romania 2-0. That's my other prediction. So tomorrow, with those two victories, France wins the group and Albania finishes second of this group. Those are my prediction heading into Sunday, the first game day number 3. Thanks for listening to the Euro After Show. I am Kevin Laramee. You can give us the network a follow on Twitter at SportsPodNet and myself personally on Twitter at Kev Laramee. That's at KEVLARAMEE. Until tomorrow for another edition of the Euro After Show. Well, have a great soccer. You're listening to Soccer Today on SPN Radio. You can find the on-demand version of this very show on iTunes, Stitcher, Feedburner, Podbay Player, Podbean, anywhere you get your podcasts under the Sports Podcasting Network feed. Subscribe to our YouTube page to make sure you never miss a live show talking about soccer today, the MLS post-game show, open lines after dark, 5 rings daily during the Olympics. Make sure you subscribe and give us a follow on Twitter at SportsPodNet and like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Sports Podcasting Network. You were listening to SPN, the Sports Podcasting Network. Visit us, sportspodcastingnetwork.com.